drifted into Tony Tone's world. The Tony Tone's world.
So yeah, so right now I'm fishing underwater. So I don't have a bobber. I just have like a heavy sinker on it, so it just stays on the bottom. And then from the sinker, there's like a little like wire that then hooks into the treble hook. So basically, the worm's bouncing off the ground. That's what it's supposed to do, at least.
Today, you're that old Mexican man.
I'm trying to become that old Mexican sensei. So
Dreaming about this day all week.
So I hooked up your rig, and I wasn't sure what exactly you wanted to do. If you want to do underwater, if you want to have the bobber, but I did put the big ass bobber on there. It is.
So what's better?
So in this with the current, your bobber will be floating away, but it's okay. You can recast it and shit. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
It's up to you. I left the worms here if you want to do it. I don't know if you want to embarrass yourself in front of everybody, but it's up to you. Okay.
I've never done it on one of these tri hooks though.
No.
You might need to show me.
Basically, you just keep wrapping it around with the.
Sounds like you don't know what you're talking
No, you just take the worm and just put that motherfucker on there.
about. No, it's a nice fatty.
Yep. Has a BBL. Just for you.
Get a nice big one with this guy. Oh, okay. I hooked my finger.
Thank you for coming, bro. It's part of podcasting is
Seasons to dish all my dishes.
part of podcasting is just scheduling with people, and that's probably like the hardest part, is because I get a lot of inquiries or like people just hitting me up to, when are we going to record, and people got families, lives, and I'm not making money off this, and I can't make money, or I can't pay anybody yet, but maybe one day, but as of right now, just kind of do it for a hobby, and I enjoy it.
Did you see Hulk Hogan was at Woodman's?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, my sister sent it to me at noon.
Yeah.
Like I'm working a half day.
Yeah.
Podcast with Fish with Tone. If I knew Hulk was gonna be.
I should have brought the podcasting equipment.
They are.
I should have took the podcast equipment over there and try to get a pod with him. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah.
Walks with like a walking stick now.
Yeah. All those wrestlers, dudes.
Video of his son getting the DUI.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh my God, the Hulk.
That DUI was nasty. Did you see the video?
The Hulk shows up, but he was super cordial, super humble.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like his fame went to his head, so it was really cool. Just a concerned dad and a fucked up drug addicted son.
Did you see that video?
He looked like Joe Biden's son. I saw some of it.
The video's
a little lackluster,
Yeah.
Hulk didn't body slam anybody, so
Or tear his shirt off.
He did tear his shirt off this time.
Yeah. Did you hook up that worm?
He was probably spraying his shoulders. Yeah.
All right, let's see this.
Watch me cast this worm over the mountains.
We got it on camera.
Watch this.
All right.
It's gonna hit that house across the bank.
All right.
Oh, dude. I got the push button fishing rod.
Technically, it's actually meatless, but I mean, it's a good fishing rod. I like it. I didn't know.
22. Tony Jr.'s fishing rod.
No,
Zebco.
No.
The one.
I didn't know, man. I just had.
Zebco fishing rod.
I'll bring out the professional equipment next time.
Oh my God! You gotta give me a Zebco. It's the ones that you buy at Walmart when you know your kid is never gonna fish. Even in the garage and it gets rusty. You check on it 3 years later, it completely does not work. Well,
here goes nothing. To my kids' credit, they do fish a lot with me, so. Okay. Nice.
Look at that. That's what happens when you got long arms, Tony.
That sinker's.
You'll never know the magic we could do with long limbs.
You
know what I mean?
The sinker's pulling down the bobber, but it's all right. You'll feel it.
So, how the hell do I know if I got a bite? I feel a little nibble?
You'll feel that pull, and that line. No, you can just hold it like what I'm doing. Put it between your legs or whatever, and just something comfortable. But yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, oh yeah. Put in a nice little nudge here.
Little crevice right there.
Oh here. Oh, no.
On it.
Now we're talking.
There we go.
There we go. Now we're talking.
You use one at a time? I see people with like 6 fishing rods.
When I'm fishing, it depends. When I go fishing with my kids, because I have 2 young kids, they require a lot of attention, as you know. So like for every cast I get, I have to cast them out like 5 times. So it's like hit or miss. But if it's just me and my oldest, then I'll bring 2 rods each, and she can handle her own.
My German Irish brother-in-law, John, shout out John. He goes to Venice, Louisiana every spring with his family, with his uncles and his grandpa. These guys come back with the bed of a pickup truck filled with fish.
That's awesome.
Bed of a pickup filled with fish.
Yeah,
And they fillet them and they freeze them. They have fish all year.
that's the next step. So
Flash fried, so it's frozen, but still, you got fish for the entire year. Why can't we get fish like that over here?
how did you learn how to fish? By yourself, or?
Oh, I don't know if I learned yet. I'm just trying.
Oh, okay. So you just put the worm on the hook and throw it out there.
Guy Bob, you know that guy who catches the bass and gives him a kiss before he throws him out in the water? You just watched someone when I was younger. I think I know what I believe, but I don't have a fish finder. I'm sure that'll help.
Yeah, I've never had a fish finder either.
But you never found them.
No, I catch fish, bro. Watch, we're gonna catch a fish, man.
Today's the day.
No, it's gonna be funny. We're gonna record this whole podcast without a bite.
Fish. Sela, sorry, someone else got to pick you up from school, okay?
6 hours later, we're still here. That's funny. Do you go fishing a lot with your kids?
I went only a handful of times.
Yeah.
So, when the morning we just work on like breakfast, and I ask Zanny if she wants to go fishing with me, and then she just sees the barbie and she gets distracted.
Yeah.
But the first time I took Zaya fishing, she got a crappie. She caught a crappie. I really thought it got hooked on some leaves or something like that.
Yeah.
All by herself. And I helped her reel it in.
Nice.
Had a nice crappie. So she pulls that out of the water. And I show her, look what you got, baby. It's bigger than anything daddy's ever caught. And she's sad. She's like, oh no, go back to the water, daddy.
Yeah.
You're so sad.
My youngest girl, she's the same way. She likes catching the fish, but if the lure's like through their eye or like there's any sort of blood, she's freaked the hell out.
It's okay.
She ain't about that. What's that?
Fish don't have pain receptors.
Really?
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm
That's what very carnivorous hunting grizzly men say about animals and hunting animals. They're like, they don't feel the same pain as us. Like killing a deer or killing a bear or killing a game animal. They say, hey, they don't feel the same pain as us. I think it's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
But
no, I completely
that excuse a lot.
If you hit a deer not in the right sweet spot, or a squirrel, and it goes like not crying, but like yelping, and then it eventually falls down and dies. I mean, there has to be pain.
But I mean, we're not Navy SEAL marksmen. We're not going to hit the jugular,
bro.
The first try with the bow and arrow.
I would argue with that. And we're not going to talk about video games, but in video games, I'm a marksman, brother.
I'll talk about.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Tell him, would you? I don't know if you know this. I was vegan for 2 years.
For real?
Yeah. Not because I loved animals or I'm a tree hugger or anything like that. I just feel like health purposes. Trying to get this elusive six-pack, which I never ever got. 30 miles a week. Never got
30 miles a week.
Never got a six-pack.
Damn.
Marathons. Used to run 30 miles a week, eating 15 miles on Saturdays. Never get a six-pack, so it's not in my future. So, got Ozempic? That shit didn't work either? What you see is what you got, man. Big Daddy is happy now that he's tried everything.
Yeah, there you go.
But I wanted to kill and butcher an animal.
Same. I still do.
Because that's what we eat every day, right? Like you eat these lovely chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
These lovely bison burgers.
Oh, yeah.
These nice steaks that we love. But we never butcher it. We never kill these animals. We never cut them up. We never appreciate where this beautiful sustenance nourishing our bodies and our children's bodies is coming from.
Some
always wanted to kill, slaughter an animal, butcher it, cook it from A to Z, from farm to table. I always wanted to do that.
Yeah, some people don't think like that. Some people don't care where their meat comes. That scientific lab produced meat now that they're coming out with and shit.
Ooh, I don't know if that tastes the same.
I don't know either. I've seen some.
Think about that. I just think about like pink globs.
Yeah.
Oh, I think about spam.
Okay. Yeah.
Spam you could grow in
Yeah.
uses.
But those same people have issue with McDonald's. You know what I mean? Oh, this one's yours. Like a scientific lab grown meat, they have no issue because they're not killing animals. But then they have issue with like McDonald's and like all the processed foods and shit like that. Like I feel like scientific lab meat is almost somewhat. I mean, it is processed. It's
Hear how people feel about animals. This planet will not survive without eating other animals.
right.
Not survive. And to each his own. It's the same way I feel about what people put in their mouths, what they eat, and what they're against eating. The same way I feel about politics and religion. To each his own. Do whatever you want.
Dude, I couldn't agree with.
Don't infiltrate my life. Don't infiltrate my children's school. Don't infiltrate anything that has to do with me. Do whatever you like.
Yeah.
Whatever you like. You like eating plastic? I don't care. Just don't mess with my life.
I couldn't agree more. I think as an adult, watch this transfer right here. I think as an adult, it's harder to like find like friends, like quality friends. It's almost like as if, when you become older, you like reverse transition in your life. Like you start wearing diapers and you need assistance. Like you were like a toddler. And as a toddler, it's hard to make friends, or like a young kid, it's hard to make friends right off the bat. But as an adult, I feel like it's the same way. Like it's hard to actually find a good quality friend. And I think with you, I've known you for, I don't know, X amount of years, but through other people. And I think what you just said about like religion, politics, all that, I fully 1000% agree with that. And I think that's probably why we get along so well. That being said,
We can like find a list.
I'm sure there's things that you like and I don't like, and
A dozen things that we disagree,
right,
dislike, but that's not why we're friends.
exactly.
And I feel like during the Trump era, it caused a lot of decisiveness, a lot of division between friends.
Yeah,
I had to do some digging. It was just all over the news. Everyone's like, "Are you a MAGA? Are you against MAGA?" And it was just a lot of freaking stress.
yeah.
I went to Pakistan for 10 days.
When?
This was in like 2000.
Okay.
And then
Are you born here, or are you
I
born?
was born over there. I was supposed to be born in Texas. I was supposed to be a Texan,
Okay.
but I was 2.5 months premature.
Okay.
Literally, we had a flight booked before I could face this earth.
Right.
I came surprised to everybody early. Otherwise, I'd be born in Lubbock, Texas. So this is where my sister was born.
Lubbock, Texas.
But that caused a lot of decisiveness, a lot of stress too.
Yeah.
Are you for this or are you against it? So, it was just like E or B. It's just no one could be like an individual.
I think it's going to be the same way coming up too.
We'll see what happens. I think we're kind of used to this era.
Craziness.
And when I went to Pakistan, I had really shitty internet. I couldn't watch the news. I couldn't follow what was going on. I couldn't follow the latest tweet. I didn't hear like the latest bullshit that was like a point of discussion on the news. I came back really refreshed.
Yeah.
I came back really, really refreshed. And then I realized like we all have so much more in common than we disagree on. Like, okay, I'm Democratic, but I'm for freedom of having guns.
Right.
I'm Democratic, but I do feel like there should be some control at the border.
Right.
And I'm Democratic, and I still believe in fiscal conservatism. If you add an expense, you should cut something else. Those are all Republicans. But we shouldn't label each other. And I realized we have a lot more in common than these little small subjects that we disagree on. And I always thought like, hey, our good friend that's he's a sheriff.
Yeah.
There was all this like us against the cops.
Right.
Black Lives Matter, this and that. And it's like you have to like pick a side. And I'm like,
Why can't you have both?
forced to one side or the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it caused a lot of stress and a lot of exhaustion. And then I realized one day when I had no internet and I was just kind of forced to introspect that this subject that is dividing us is not even why we became friends in the first place. That had nothing to do with our friendship or why we get along or anything.
Yeah.
We have so many more things in common, so many other little things
That outweigh the differences.
Little tiny peon that's irrelevant that we think about it maybe once every week. Is a dividing point between us? No. I learned to kind of let go at that point.
Right.
Remember why we like each other instead of the dividing points.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna have shit that they disagree on. So, I don't care what you believe in, what you want to eat, what animals you love, how many trees you hug, who you vote for, how many people you grab by the unani. It doesn't matter. Let's find more points to join on rather than divide each other.
I agree. So you were that speech? No, I don't know. I was letting you go, baby. So Pakistan. So you were born in Pakistan. How long did you live there?
I was like 3 months old when I came.
Okay. And then the trip that you had recently, was that your most? Have you ever been back before then, or was that your?
Yeah. So that was to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I went on the Islamic pilgrimage called Hajj that all Muslims are supposed to do.
Yeah.
In their lifetime. And that was a tough journey. I personally.
Hold on. Start from the beginning. How long is that flight?
That flight is about 14 hours.
Damn. Straight.
You always land like in the Emirates. You don't fly straight there.
Okay.
But you usually land in the Emirates because the Emirates is a large hub. Qatar, Dubai, they dominate all the airlines like east of like Switzerland.
Okay.
So everything, whether you're going to Russia, Japan, China, you're probably going to land and connect over there. It used to be London Heathrow. But people go right past that now, and they all mostly go to the Emirates. So it's about a 14-hour flight, but it's okay because those flights are very comfy. They're big seats.
Yeah.
You got live TV. You have movies.
You get to lay down.
You have video games. Well, that's an upgrade. That's business class. But economy class. Regular folks, regular tax.
You're with the peasants.
No.
No, I know. I'm just fucking with you.
It's a $1,600-$1,700 flight, right? So you're going to get accommodations and free. Well, not free because you are paying for it, but unlimited food.
Okay.
Food whenever you want it. And then, movies, video games, snacks. You press a button. Don't look at you like that as like a burden. They're pretty comfortable flights.
How many? Is it like a big, large airliner, like twice the size of like a regular one?
I think it's A300 something. Was it like
How many?
it's the jet?
No, I know.
It's like a jumbo bus. So it's got like four seats in the center aisle and 3 seats.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 8,300. I'm like, what the hell? That's wild.
Not that many, but it's 10 seats per row.
Okay.
Really big.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable. They're really comfortable. It seems like an insane long amount of time if you're sitting in one seat. But, if you're eating me and whining and dining me and
Yeah.
watch some movies,
Be all right. Make it work. You didn't raw dog it? You know that new trend? You know that new trend of raw dogging? Have you heard of that? Where you basically
never protected myself. That's all I know.
No, so the new trend is to raw dog flight. So basically, you go on there with you have your phone on you, but you can't listen to music, can't do anything besides look forward and look at the screen. You know how they have those screens where your flight tracker is? That's called raw dogging. There's like competitions for it and shit. I would never do that, but that's crazy.
Mr. Beast is paying me $10K to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Magellan.
Yeah.
For sure, I'm Magellan it. But other than that, no. I'm going in my comfiest pajamas. I'm going in slippers.
Yeah.
Tank top.
So how was the flight? Did you guys was there a bunch of like kids on there and crying and stuff like that, or was it a pretty nice, like an overall good flight?
It was a good flight. We paid for an upgrade to business pass, so you actually get to lay down, and there's only 4 as opposed to 10. So 4 people get the same space 10 could get.
Okay. Damn, that's a nice upgrade.
Yeah, it's my mom has like arthritis. It's hard for her to sit upright,
Yeah,
which is a
of course. Yeah.
we all upgraded our seats. A little painful. It was so damn expensive.
Yeah.
It's $4K each seat.
God damn.
But I did make sure mama stuff. I didn't leave with mama.
Yeah.
But we all love him. It was very, very comfortable. It was easy.
So then you land there, and then what's the next move?
We land there, and then we actually took a bullet train to Mecca. It's one of those high-speed trains that you see in like Japan,
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
They're trying to build one in from California to Vegas right now.
If you go to Vegas, just fly. You don't need to take a train.
No, I know, but if you live in California, from where I used to live in California. At one point in time, it was only like 2.5 hours, depending on traffic. Traffic is a bitch, though. You never know what you're gonna get with traffic over there.
Bullet trains are fun. That's a commodity.
Yeah.
I think they go to like 300 kilometers an hour. And let's quiz Tony. How many miles an hour is that?
I would probably say 150.
Yep, just over that.
Oh, hey, let's go.
You got it. So it was cool. I've never been on a bullet train. I didn't feel like I was on like an airline or anything like that. But
Yeah.
you could tell it was going fast because obviously when you look out the window, why not train? Look at landmarks, houses, greenery, just making the time go by, and shit goes.
So how long was that train?
That train was only like 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then we get to Mecca, one of the holiest cities in Islam. And again, I'm not a religious person, but my family, but it's like a lot of history though. I had this mosque. It's like it's bigger than Fox Valley Mall. It's massive.
So let me ask you, and I'm an idiot. What is Mecca like? Why do people gravitate to that area?
So Muslims, there's 5 great prophets in Islam. The last one is Muhammad. Jesus is the 4th to last great prophet in Islam. So Abraham, Isaac, Moses. Everyone knows these 3 figures.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the first 3 prophets. And then comes Jesus. So in Islam, they call him Isa. Mary is Maryam, but Jesus is Isa. And then the 5th one, that Christians believe Jesus is, like the Messiah. He's the last one. Muslims believe one more guy came after that. So that was like his hometown. That's where he's buried. That's where a lot of his family members are buried. There's a graveyard there with a lot of his relatives.
Okay.
That's where his like final resting place is supposed to be. He has a tomb there. And then adjacent to that tomb is supposed to be his wife's. And then next to that is supposed to be Jesus' tomb, but he's not buried there in that religion. So it's got like a lot of holy sites. It's got this massive, they call it the Grand Mosque. The thing is huge.
And is that the building? I don't know, not horrible word to describe this, but the black building that was in the.
So there's Mecca and there's Medina. So that black building is in Mecca, and this place was hometown. That's actually Medina. That's where.
Okay.
So there's like this great grand mosque. We had a hotel like a block away. And it was nice, wake up, like you're not used to the time change. You wake up at like 3 a.m, go for a walk out there, super safe.
Yeah.
We all see one piece of trash on the floor. We won't say it. I don't like pray or something like that, but I'm like, while I'm here, I might as well.
Yeah. Get in tune with the culture.
And then that absolutely nothing to do. And like I pray regularly then, but like I would just say a prayer for like everyone.
Yeah.
Like, one by one. I just go through it everybody. Like my wife, Christina, well, you can get this, right? My child can get this. Tony can get this. My friend can get this. Because I have the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You're already here. You already
traveled so far.
Crazy travel, the other side of the world. You're here. You might as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Christina and I, before we got married, we went to 22 countries. We went all over. We didn't explore Asia as much, but we went Europe, South America, Central America, Caribbean. We traveled a lot, and we went to a lot of basilicas, a lot of Catholic churches, a lot of really holy sites. And I didn't sit there and pray with my hands together, but it was expensive. And you know, I don't know if it's speaking to God, but it's kind of just saying in your heart and your mind what you wish for people.
Yeah.
Talking to like any deity. But I think it's okay to like be considerate wish somebody well in your own way.
I think I did the same thing. Like I was grown up in the Catholic faith. I used to go to church on a regular basis, and when I got older, I just kind of got out of it after high school, and I just haven't really gone back. I go back every now and then, and I find myself kind of wanting to go back, but I don't know. I'm not really that religious of a person, but I do the kind of the same thing when I'm visiting churches or like a baptism or whatever the case may be. You take the communion, you go back to your seat, you say your prayer, and I don't necessarily have my hands, like a how they have it in the pictures, but I sit there and I say my own little prayer and talk to the higher up, the God, and kind of say your own thing. So I totally get that.
Man, I was just in Durango, Mexico, for my buddy Roberto Sanchez's wedding, and
just name dropping all day. No, I just fuck with you.
This mother had to say a shout out. Party at Black Door this Saturday. I respect the religion, and they say get on your knees.
Yeah.
Put your head down.
Right.
Did all that. One time I went to the Catholic church, I took the communion. I hope I don't burn one day.
So going back to what is it called? Medina. Sorry. You were telling me that you had to wake up so early in the morning to walk to get there before the masses of people.
So one thing that's beneficial is that it's on the other side of the world, so it's opposite hours. So you wake up in the middle of the night and you're up at night, and you
never got adjusted to the time.
You get adjusted after like 10 days.
Okay.
To adjust. You're not 100% adjusted. I'd say like 75% adjusted, so it makes you functional.
Okay.
But usually at the 10-day mark is when you have to come back home, and then you deal with the same crap at home. Like you're up at midnight and you're just completely wired, and like 1 PM, you have the craziest crash that you could ever feel. You ever get the coffee in the morning, you kind of crash around 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
This is like 10 times worse. Like you can't keep this together.
Yeah.
The time changes always suck. But in that case, like Muslims, they start praying at like 5 AM. There's 5 different times that you pray, and the first one is like 5 AM before the sun even rises. So with that was beneficial, because like we woke up and it's early in the morning. Whoever's local to the region might not be up and might not be there, and it's dark, so it's not 110 degrees already. This is the actual temperature. It's who knows like the heat index, like what you actually feel.
That's wild.
So it's cooler, less crowds, and it's less chaotic. It's a lot calmer. So that helped us. That's the only time like I would walk over to like the mosque. So that's where I would spend like the most time. It's like in the evening or in the afternoon when there's hordes and hordes and hordes of people there.
How many people are you describing?
It's hard to describe. So I always use a Bears game as a comparison. All right. So what's the capacity of Soldier Field? 60,000?
Something like that.
Do you see how crazy it is going to a Bears game?
Right.
It takes like, so go from like Aurora to a Bears game, it's like almost 3 hours.
Right.
Like door to door. It's almost like 3 hours. That's 60,000 people, right? So now when you're doing Mecca and Medina, you have almost 3 million people going to the same place.
God, that's wild.
Like where that Black Rock is that you were talking about.
What is it? Do they refer it as a rock? What do they refer it as?
That's just a stone.
Okay.
It's like a meteorite.
Okay.
Even before like Islamic times, like during pagan times, there's a meteorite.
Okay.
So it's like a meteorite that fell to the earth, and people say it was like sent from God, and it's like a holy rock and stuff like that. But it's even before Islam's time. This goes all the way back to pagan times. But this rock was like worship. Is there anything special about the rock? Like it's gonna fucking cure your fucking erectile dysfunction? No, it's not gonna do anything. But it's worship. It's embedded in the house is called the Kaaba.
Okay.
That's like the direction that every Muslim prays.
Is there anything inside of it, or is it just a stuff like the
That is a very good question, Tom. Because you know what's inside of there?
what?
Absolutely nothing.
No.
It's just it's a hollow square structure. And
Can you go inside?
no,
No.
unless you're like an Arab sheik, like an Arab king.
Okay.
But those are really like the only people that can go inside. But there's absolutely nothing. I think there's like 2 pillars and then like a rope that holds like lanterns from like the centuries. And so
Right.
it was just like a glass, and there's absolutely nothing inside
Okay.
at all. But the significance of that place is that they say that's where Abraham built his house. Which is
Okay.
like the father of all Abrahamic religions, which are Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So Judaism, Islam, Christianity, we all have the same figures: Abraham, Moses, Noah, Jesus. Muslim adds a little bonus, dude named Muhammad at the end. But we all have the same historical figures from the Old Testament. So we have the same religious figures and more or less the same stories, but we're all interpreting it differently. And that what causes a lot of divides between the religions, because we just interpret it differently. Just like Christianity has Lutheran, Protestant, Baptist, like evangelical, they over time, people would say, this is the way you should believe in God. This is the way you should talk to God. This is the way you should pray. This is how you should pay your tithes. And that causes fractures in the unity and belief in your religion, and people start to go their own path. And that's why there's so many different sects of Christianity, because lo and behold, someone comes by and says, no, this is how you should believe in this religion. And then it becomes another set. So I'll believe in the same historical figures, which I think is pretty significant to think about. You know, we all have that same root. We all have that same origin.
Kind of back to your point of everybody having more connections than differences. Yeah. Right.
Like you might think like a Hasidic Jew from New York with long
Hair, sideburns. Yeah.
is like an alien, but they actually believe a lot of the same stories from your own religion.
Yeah.
It's just the way you interpret it. Just like these Mormons, you know, John Smith discovered a golden tablet in his backyard, and it became a new religion. They became Mormons.
Right.
And today they have millions of followers, and they just branched out.
All in Utah.
Christianity, yeah.
The state of Utah.
And they have a ton of wealth, and they just made their own religion.
Yeah.
This happens again and again and again over time. Another more modern example is Tom Cruise's religion.
Scientology.
Scientology.
Yeah.
I think that's a joke. You go to Wolf's Crossing in downtown Chicago, they have that weird spaceship-looking building.
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
That's the Church of Scientology.
That was open, what, a couple years ago, 2 years ago or so?
That's been there for a while.
Really? Oh, shit. I almost busted my shit.
Scientology, but that's the building that they own now. But this religion seems like a joke to us right now. But guess what? You know, 100 years from now, it could be a much larger religion. It could be some semi-major religion. It'll have a lot more followers. And these jokes about the origin of the religion, it won't be jokes anymore. It'll be a religion. We make fun of it on YouTube with Tom Cruise dancing on the couch, Ellen DeGeneres saying crazy shit, John Travolta.
Yeah.
In 100 years, this will seem like a real significant tax-exempt religion.
Tax exempt. I like the way where your head's going there. So back to Medina in the building in Mecca. So when I was looking at your snaps, you know, you said there's 3 million people there, and it looked very congested. I don't know if I could ever be in that sort of area with that many people. That's just mind blowing. But
It's absolutely mind blowing. And then it's if you don't have a guide, it's really tough because you go to like tourist destinations, like you can go to like Cancun, Ecuador, Quito, you can go to Lima, Peru, you can go to France, you can go to Switzerland. Anyone will speak a little bit of English.
yeah,
Guide you, give you directions, go this way, go that way. Saudi Arabia, it's a very, very misogynistic, male dominant culture. And they don't give a shit if you're a tourist. They don't give a shit about learning English.
did they have any? Do you think they had any thoughts about you being American? Like,
I actually got accosted multiple times there, and I was being hard headed. Like I could get myself by in this country. Like I'm gonna wear my earrings. I have a half sleeve
tattoos? Yeah,
I'm gonna show my tattoos. Not that I'm doing it on purpose, but I'm just gonna be myself.
yeah, right.
I think that got shut down by the third day I was there because I was tired of getting accosted.
What were they doing? What were they saying, or what?
Maybe it was the first or second morning that I was in Medina, and I'm walking around the mosque and the Grand Mosque, right? I have nothing to do. I can't sleep. So I just walk around the Grand Mosque. It's probably like a 3/4 of a mile just to walk all the way around. And then I have my camera, I'm just taking pictures. They have like these doors that are like probably like 25 feet high, gilded in gold. No, this cast. It's not even gilded. It's cast in gold. And really, really ornate. I'm a big fan of architecture, good shit. Really, really ornate architecture, beautiful doors. I mean, you just see like a door. It's 25 feet tall, made out of gold. It's pretty cool.
That's wild.
Walking around, taking pictures, and then there's like a 55-year-old lady kind of standing in front of the door. I'm like, oh, just waiting for her to go by. She's taking some pictures. She's like covered in the garb and stuff like that. It's not like she's like a Sports Illustrated so heavier set woman in her late 50s.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I don't want to. It's getting late. I don't want to wait for her to move. So I take a picture of like the door. So it's like this high, and then I start walking away, and I hear some dude like, oh, I don't have no idea what they're saying. This is Saudi. You can speak that language. And I keep walking, and I'm like, it sounds like it's directed at me, but I'm gonna just keep walking. I'm not gonna turn my head. And then finally, a guy catches up to me. He's like, speaking all this language. Shut the phone. Like takes my phone. It's some guy in army gear, in camel gear. And I'm like, I knew in the back of my mind it was because I took a picture of that girl and the beauty was standing there. But I was just playing it.
because you can't take a picture with her in the picture, or
It doesn't even matter if she's like hot or young or
she just can't be in the picture.
it's that misogynistic.
Wow.
It's extremely like whoever doesn't know what misogyny means. It's just it's really like a hyper masculine, but hyper masculine. You kind of like the other gender, kind of what you say goes. Doesn't matter. Does no one's else's opinion matters? These people can just kind of think.
That's crazy.
Mine all pimp. What is it? Like, oh. let him take my phone, let him delete that. And then,
So you have no rights there. You couldn't just be like, no, you're not taking my phone.
dude, I didn't want to be thrown in jail.
Oh, right.
They could throw you in jail for whatever they want.
Right.
Throw you in jail. There's no such thing as due process. Remember, it's not a democracy. It's a kingdom. What they say goes. There's no due process. You don't need a fair day in court in front of a judge. You don't need any of that. And I'm fairly level-headed individual, so I typically de-escalate. So I was like, all right, got away with that. It wasn't even a big deal. And I got accosted in a similar way, like the next day. And I just got kind of annoyed with it. And I'm like, this is really annoying, but I was going to Mecca in like another couple of days. So I was like, whatever. Let it happen. I'm fine. Right? I'm not just not going to escalate this situation and be thrown in jail with no court date and just sitting there rotting, right?
Right.
Not getting home. And then I got accosted one more time, like the next evening. Maybe it was the same evening. Some random dude is not even dressed in police uniform. Comes up, asks for my ID, wants to see my information, where I'm from, what I'm doing here. I guess there's a lot of people, you have to get a permit to go there. There's a lot of people that don't actually have permits. So it was like a random stop
So before you travel, you have to have a permit to go there?
during that time.
Okay.
Because there's already 3 million people there.
Okay.
The city,
They're trying to mitigate some sort of...
absolutely, they can't handle any more people. Like their infrastructure, housing, they can't handle any more people.
Right.
Oh no. That time I was like, you know what? I'm done. I went back to my nice 5-star hotel room at the Hilton, took my ear long sleeves, and I was like, anymore. So,
That's wild.
you know, one time I was like, whatever. Second time was a little bothersome. Third time I was like, you know what? I gotta stop messing around here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Here. And bought some Arabic garb, just try to
Blend in. Yeah.
was just not get bothered anymore, you know?
Did it work?
It did work. I didn't get bothered after that.
Nice.
Yeah. But it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't comfortable. So like the Emirates, I'm sure everyone's heard of Dubai. They're just small. They're like cities, but they're city states.
Okay.
So they consider their own state. They're on the Arabian Peninsula, but they're along the coast, and they're considered sovereign under their own states. They have their own emirs, which is like their own little kingdom, and they're considered separate countries. But they're so oil wealthy, they don't need anything else.
Right.
So over there, where it's like super modern, everyone is from different countries and stuff like that. You got the Burj Khalifa, you get that sail building on the coast, and you got all these people. The Saudis are probably outnumbered like 1 to 10 over there. There's probably one Saudi there for every 10 tourists over there. I would go there again.
Yeah. Would you take your family, your kids?
To the more tourist destinations, but like rural Saudi Arabia, I am not going back there. I'm not trying to get executed. They'll still chop your hands off. They could do that.
Is alcohol's not allowed there?
No, it's not
Right.
allowed.
Yeah.
If you go to like the Emirates to the more touristy hotels where foreigners stay, they'll serve it at the hotel. But there is no like liquor stores.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I wouldn't constantly go there again.
So what is the reason for everyone when, again, back to videos you were sending me. What is the reason for everybody walking in the same direction in a circle?
So that's just a commemoration to Abraham.
Okay.
And you're supposed to do that like 7 times around the house of Abraham.
And how long does that take you for a full circle?
So the building that surrounds it is a large courtyard. So the building that surrounds it, each circle probably takes like 15 minutes because it's such a large lap. There's so many people.
Yeah.
You do that like 7 times.
So were you lapping it with your parents next to you, or were you guys kind of doing your own little like?
No, we tried to stay together as much as we could.
Okay.
Because there's so many people, you get weird about being trampled and stuff like that. There's been times over the years where 600, 900 people, over 1,000 people die just from being trampled.
Holy crap! Nobody says like help.
Like the Travis Scott concert, people getting
Yeah.
front row, right? And that's probably 40, 50,000 people. So imagine 3 million people. Once this ocean of bodies just starts moving in one direction, you're pushed from behind.
Yeah.
And you are forced to whether you want to go into the person in front of you or not, you're just forced into that body. And that is just a domino. It's just a domino effect.
Wow.
Have the people at the end of that domino effect get crushed. They get absolutely crushed.
That's sad.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the reasons why they require permits.
Okay.
They need to do crowd control because they can't let that happen anymore.
Yeah.
But I had a fairly decent experience. It was like nobody was pushing and shoving, and I wasn't scared about getting trampled or anything like that. But it was still a lot of people.
And how many times would you do that a day?
So there's different rituals that you do every day. It's like one night you camp underneath the stars.
Okay.
And 3 days like you stay in the tent adjacent to that place underneath the stars. That's where like the house of Abraham was. There's a story about his wife, and Judaism, they're probably more familiar. His wife Hagar was just looking for water for her 2 sons or 3 sons, and then a well appears. And this is in the Old Testament. A well magically appears, and she's able to save her son from like dying from thirst, stuff like that. So like one ritual you do is like walking back and forth from like the site Hagar was at to the well. And it's all like rituals commemorating Abraham from the Old Testament. So you stay in the tent 3 nights, you camp out underneath the stars, no tent, underneath the stars 1 night.
A sleeping bag? You get a blanket or pillow?
Man, you put a sheet on the floor, you lay there.
Really?
Yeah.
How the bugs?
It's a desert, so you're not really dealing with mosquitoes.
Scorpions, snakes?
Man, there's so many people. Whatever scorpion snakes that you think you might see will get trampled by.
Okay. Okay.
The hundreds of thousands of people walking through that place at that moment. What else? What other rituals are there? There's one where you like go stone these pillars, and you're kind of metaphorically stoning the devil, which is another thing in the Old Testament where Satan was tempting Abraham. You stone these. You throw stones at these pillars.
Yeah.
3 times. These 3 different pillars at 2 different nights. There's just a lot of rituals that you have to do. It's a lot of walking. You just because there's just so many people. It's all you can just drive. You can't drive. You can't get a car. And there are buses, but they're very limited. So you're walking miles and miles and miles every day in 110 degree heat.
Did you track your steps?
I should have. I was just worried about survival, man.
Yeah.
It was just really, really hard. I have some videos of myself after walking like 4 hours. And we were talking about the middle of the Arabian desert. And I just like burnt to a toast, some miserable parched. It was really, really tough. My dad did a couple of those days with me too, man. And he was just out for the count, like sore for days and days after that. But it's just so many people, they can't, logistically, it's like a night. How do you accommodate 3 million people?
So you went for 10 days, right? Or how many? 10 days. So the schedule that you were just saying, like camping under the stars and things like that, is it on a specific month, specific day that you have to be there in those 10 days? Okay.
Yeah, it's all based on the Arabic calendar. So there's one specific week that everyone is there. That's why there's so many people.
So if you were to go right now, it wouldn't be as busy.
No, it'd probably be 50,000 people there.
Oh.
50,000 compared to 3 million. That's 1/60.
Crazy.
It's 1/60.
And it's just 1 week of the year.
Yeah.
10 years or 10 days. I'm sorry.
Yeah. 10 days of the year. But 60 times more people this 1 week.
That's wild.
That's why it's so expensive. Dude, I would pay like almost $20,000 each of us.
Jeez.
$20,000. I'm like, dude, I could fly to Mars with Elon Musk for $20,000. Jesus.
Easily get a Cybertruck.
Jesus. Dude, it is incredibly expensive. Oh, and then backtracking to having to walk everywhere. If you want to get a taxi from like in Medina from like one side to the other side, they would charge like 500 American dollars for like an hour ride.
Because they know they're upcharging the shit out of that.
You could walk, or you could pay me $500 for the taxi ride. Our ride from Mecca to the airport was $640.
And how many kilometers or miles was that?
You don't have to do kilometers. No, we're in America. And it was an hour ride. We paid $640 American dollars.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So like 45 miles, 50 miles or so. Yeah. Wow.
$640 to get a ride to the airport.
That's wild.
A stretch level over here. for
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah. Party bus.
Dude, you get an hour helicopter ride. for that
Yeah. That's crazy.
going downtown. But that's how many people were there. That's how.
Did you see any like royalty there when you were there?
One time I did. I was in the Grand Mosque in Medina, and it was just like a prince, like a son or like a nephew of the king. I mean, there's so many people in the Saudi royal family, and combined they're worth trillions. And I said trillions, not billions or millions, but trillions. They combined they're worth trillions, but their family, probably 300 significant members of the family. That's not even counting like wives, nieces, children, and stuff like that. There's at least 300 members of that royal family. Each one of those people probably walks around everywhere with at least 6-7 armed state bodyguards.
And so you know their presence when you see them.
Oh yeah, you stop.
Do they clear like the people away from them and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was walking around. I was walking in the courtyard in Mecca. And probably stopped like 500 people. Just stop them. And just waiting, like, what the hell's going on? And then you see the doors of the court are open. Some little 17-year-old douchebag looking dude, little kid, looked like he should be at home playing Halo. Walking by with 7 dudes in military fatigues, like fully armed, like, and this is just some royal nephew douchebag that's completely insignificant. And there's hundreds and hundreds of these people, but they have so much wealth. Saudi people have so much wealth. It's not even tangible. I don't think our minds can even fathom the amount of wealth that they have from oil. I don't think we can fathom that in our minds. I really don't. Well, I think they make upwards of 300 billion a year on just on oil.
Jesus.
It's not even counting like their investments.
Right. Right.
Foreign investments, whatever business that they might own overseas, it's not even counting any of that. I think that's just a trickle of water in the bucket, man, compared to what they're really worth. And they don't have to disclose their wealth to anybody, Then they don't owe anything to anybody. They don't have to disclose their wealth.
Right.
They're that damn wealthy. Just because Lawrence of Arabia, good old Lawrence from England, 100 years ago, I think in like 1922, went over there and thinks, look, there's some oil over here. Discovers oil in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And that's where their story all started. Before that, there were like Bedouin nomads sleeping in tents, roaming the desert, just carrying everything they possess, just like nomadic Native Americans. Whatever you own, you possess. So that's it.
Not knowing there's a fortune under their feet.
Yeah, and Lawrence, it's a real historical figure. Discovered oil there, and that's where their real modern history started.
And when you weren't praying and doing all the things, obviously you had to eat. How was the food over there?
So it's funny. because our accommodations were like 5-star luxury Hilton hotels.
No, fancy.
But
Bougie over here,
the
Mr.
rituals,
Mr. Bougie.
listen, check this out. When you're doing the rituals, like when you're sleeping in the tents,
Mm-hmm.
which is 5 nights out of like the 12 nights we were there, you are in a tent with like 50 other dudes. It's the AC.
Not with your mom or anything?
No, men and women are separated.
Okay.
It's 50 other dudes. Your accommodation is like a chair, and you pull the cushion down, and it becomes a bed. It's only like 18 inches wide. It's like just as narrow as like a military cot, and you're sleeping on that on the floor with 50 other dudes in the room. And Saudi Arabia is hot, right? Okay, so like during the day, it's at least 110, between 110 and 114. I don't think it ever hit 115, but it was definitely 114 at least 3-4 nights. But at night, it's still like 90 degrees. Yeah, it was really, really hot. And guess what? When you're in one room with 50 dudes, the AC does not work, dude. It was terrible. I think during that camping pilgrimage portion, which was in the middle, I went probably 4 days, only sleeping about an hour and a half a night.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like crazy. And you're laying there resting, but it's just so hot, you're so cramped, so congested. You're not really resting. Your body is just resting, but your mind is not resting at all. And that was terrible. So like when we had the hotels, we were living like kings. It was great, man.
Yeah.
It was really nice food. Great. Everything that you could think of, all the service. But then when you're doing the rituals, it doesn't matter if you're next to a billionaire.
They're the same. Yeah.
You wear the same garb, which is just like a white robe. Like you see like Jesus wearing like this, just this robe.
Yeah.
That's all you're wearing. It doesn't matter who the hell you are. You at that point you're equal. You sleep on the same damn floor. You wear the same garb, and you eat the same food. You're like to everybody at that point. And that religious pilgrimages, they involve a lot of suffering. It's not supposed to be a cakewalk.
Okay.
When we hear pilgrimage, it's going to involve suffering, which is kind of like a spiritual.
Was the food good when you were doing the pilgrimage?
5-star hotels, it was great.
Yeah.
Everything we needed.
What's on the menu?
Everything. It's just like it's like an international buffet.
Okay.
Like just like a really good international buffet, expensive teas, like whatever room service that you want.
Yeah.
But when you're doing the pilgrimage, you're a peasant. You're eating crackers, you're eating water, drinking warm water. There's nothing refrigerated over there. It was you're just reduced down to like the most basic level.
Damn, you had to lose weight on this trip.
Dude, no, I didn't.
Really?
Yeah,
You still became.
But I can't.
You gained it back on the flights.
Really. Oh my God. I ate probably like the same amount of calories in like one day that I do like in a whole week.
Yeah.
Like 5 weekdays over here. But I didn't lose weight like I thought.
No.
I was like 10 pounds. I came back, I was like maybe it was a pound or two lighter. But that's really it.
So basically you went over there, you ate cold turkey with the liquor and the booze.
Yeah. Well, I was
No, not with the flight. So
on the flight,
really?
I was drinking really well.
Yeah.
On the way back, I was drinking pretty well too.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of shitty that you're already drinking after a religious party.
Has your
A few glasses of wine will make you sleep very well.
Have your family or has your family been there before, or was that your guys' first time?
No, Saudi Arabia was the first time.
The last time? Yeah.
And it's,
Did your family enjoy it? Did your parents?
I go back again, I would never go back with that many people again because it did involve a lot of suffering. It involved a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
Well, it's really, really tough. I mean, I'm not the most athletic fit person, but I've ran marathons. I've done a lot of physically challenging things. That was by far one of the worst.
Yeah.
Because it's just so damn hot. It's the desert, man. And then it's 115.
No AC.
When that happens in Chicago, things get shut down. There's
Yeah. Heat waves and shit.
There's like shelters that they tell you like, oh, there's like these places where it's air conditioned and you go sit there, you don't die in your apartment.
Right.
And like there's like it's dangerous. And over there, it's just like for 12 days, it's like that. It's crazy. I was really going, really found now.
It look. I mean, from the photos and videos that you sent, it looked pretty cool. I mean, I didn't realize how much suffrage and things that you were doing. I mean, I didn't know any of it really.
If you visit the Vatican, if you're home, Vatican City,
Yeah.
that's a nice little pilgrimage. But
Okay.
doing a real pilgrimage, there's always a lot of suffering. There's like Christian pilgrims, like they do some things where you walk like 3-4 miles on your knees. The Scalera Santa, like the sacred steps in Vatican. You're not. Those are the same steps Jesus was supposed to walk down before he was crucified. You're not allowed to stand on that with your feet. You crawl up that with your knees. So anything devoted to religions usually involves some type of suffering. To give itself up for Lent.
Yeah.
You're supposed to give something up that you
Supposed to suffer.
like. Not just me. Like, I could eat fish.
I give up exercise.
Tony, I think for the next Lent, you should give up video games.
Bruh. Crazy.
Give up video games.
Actually, to be honest, I haven't been playing as much as I would like to. I pretty much only play one night a week. But that's because I've been doing so much editing and shit like that, trying to get this shit going. And then obviously with the family, it's just, once you become a dad, it's just
You all have your own time.
no. And then you got the wife, and then you got the wife aspect where you got to spend time with them. Just trying to balance it all and work. So.
Like how you worded that, man. Compare safe front belief. It's true, man. You don't have any time when you're a father, but children are the best blessing.
For sure.
It's the key to your happiness.
Yeah, I mean, I wish if my son was older and he'd behave, I wish I could have him here right now, but he's just too young. He's only 2 years old, and dude's just wild, bro. He's just wild.
Yeah. Terrible twos, is that real?
He's been terrible ones and twos, man.
Terrible 2 months.
Dude, he's me. He's exactly me, but with no disregard for anything else. Like he just
Another one.
a little bit. I mean,
You're very calm. Now that you're older.
kinda, yes, a little bit, yeah. I don't know.
Jill stunts.
Yeah, exactly. One time I got arrested I got put in the drunk tank at Rosemont. There's a picture. Maybe I'll put it up here. I got drunk at Rosemont, and I had furry handcuffs in the drunk tank. And I think it was my sister and my wife that took a picture of me. It's funny looking back up on it now. I don't know, the security guards or whoever worked there.
They arrested so many people, they ran out. They had to run to clear.
Yeah, maybe. That or they just want to make fun of me. I don't know.
Okay, was the arresting officer a Chester?
I don't think so. I think it was dudes. I'm pretty sure it was guys.
You were drunk, so
Yeah. I tried fighting. But anyways.
deal because you walk home without a ticket.
Right.
You just walk home without your shame.
Yeah. My dignity.
Yeah, well, that's you're not getting charged.
You're right. Right.
Sitting over.
Yeah.
Drunk tank went up, and I was with that.
What college you go to?
I went to ULI, and then I graduated from USC. I had to leave ULI because it was partying way too much.
What's funny that you say that is my daughter, she's a junior, and she's getting like mail offerings or not offerings, but brochures from different colleges, and she just got one from U of I. And I would like her to stay in state, but ultimately it's her decision, whatever she wants to do. But try to be. It's tough. You want the safest, most like
ULI is probably not the same.
not the safest, but it is in state though. So it's like a drive away, like versus going to.
Go somewhere unsafe.
All right, name me one unsafe school. That doesn't have or region of the U.S.
Wasn't there like a Mormon school over here?
Oh, I'm not saying she ain't going to fucking Mormon school. Fuck that. Yeah, right. She ever? No, I went to West. Yeah. Hell no. Fuck you. Fucking asshole.
prep school.
No, I didn't. Nope. You're an asshole. All right. Well, let's fucking end this. This is a great fucking episode. I appreciate you coming on. We didn't catch any fish. I promise my next fishing podcast, we'll catch some fish. Yo, we're just gonna stop the recording. We'll be here for.
Fish right there. I'm just gonna.
there got a muskie. There's a couple of otters and shit around here. Maybe I'll hook one of those, take them home for dinner. But yeah. But again, appreciate you coming on. Thank you for sharing your stories. Until next time, peace.
Tony Tone's World.